And good morning. Welcome to the Media Speaks Live Saturday morning news show. I'm D Lake for Prez. I'm joined this morning by Sam IB DeGangi, Sam with the correct views, and the band passing time, Samuel.
Greetings, unsettled souls. Welcome to the Saturday edition. No, I'm not in a broom closet. I'm in a corner room here at the Seacrest Motel, who is open up here at Cedar Point, which, D-Lake, you might know this. Anne Marie is actually at Cedar Point. I actually got to meet face-to-face our co-host today, like I did you a number of years ago. And yeah, she's in the park with her family. I'm here at the Seacrest. If you're listening, when you're done listening to this, if you're going to go to Cedar Point, go to the Seacrest, say, hey, I know who Sam and D-Lake are. You're going to get a discount.
Yeah, say the correct views sent you and get a discount.
For sure.
If you are.
D-Lake, what do you got?
Well, Sam, it's actually been a devastating week since last weekend, an event that occurred after our morning Saturday show, I guess in the wee hours of Sunday morning, Saturday night-ish. We had a tragic mass shooting in Orlando, Florida, that took the lives of 49 partygoers, revelers at the Pulse nightclub, a known sort of gay, lesbian-friendly club. So it was said that 49 gays and lesbians and LGBT community type people were killed in that mass shooting. The largest, remember 6 months ago in San Bernardino, California, when that was the largest amount of deaths since 9/11? Well, 6 months later, we have this, and now this is the one that's the most. And a lot came out of it. And I focus on Donald Trump a lot when I'm been watching the news a lot lately, going back since he announced. And in fact, on the 16th, 2 days ago, was his 1 year since he came down the escalator with Melania and made his announcement that he was running for president, although it's something that he's flirted with for quite some time. And I was even reading an article this morning, Sam, a flashback article. I haven't gotten very far through it, but it's a flashback interview where Trump defends gays from the Clintons back in 2000. And he was flirting with a run for the president then and joining the Reform Party and all this other stuff. And he had stuff to say about gays then. And this past week, he's been saying he stands with the LGBT community and he stands with the gays. The gays launched a Twitter campaign. I don't know how long it had been up before the shooting, but it was hashtag gays for Trump. And of course, Twitter has since been blocking that and trying to keep it on the low so people don't know. And then they ban Milo. What you know who Milo is? Milo Yiannopoulos. He's got a weird name.
Milo's the bomb. I love watching his videos. I absolutely love watching his videos.
He shows up at the thing like dressed like a gay cop with like a pink dildo pistol.
Did you see him in the mariachi band where he was deliberately appropriating Mexican culture?
That's amazing.
It was so awesome.
And he's a Breitbart tech journalist. He was suspended Wednesday. His Twitter account was suspended. His account was later reinstated, but initially without his 275,000 followers, which is quite a lot. And there's a picture of him. He's sort of an outspoken gay activist, but he leans more conservative. And so people are like, what do we do about this sort of Reagan-esque gay guy with all his crazy views and his funny things that he does? Some said it was some censorship, but he believes it was an automated system. He said that Arabic Twitter users had flooded the site with complaints. Juan Annapolis has written about how the world has an Islam problem. And he basically said this week after the shootings that the teachings of Islam, even moderate Islam, but obviously more so radicalized, and the way that the shooter had been radicalized into this cult of personality among ISIS terrorists or something. And I don't know, his dad was pushing a lot of stuff. They're from Afghanistan. It's a whole big weird thing. But people, gay people and trans people for Trump, they're getting their accounts suspended. Milo's getting his account suspended. Gun sales were surging among gays this week. Trump says he stands with the LGBT community. I'm trying to wrap it up into a nice package so Sam can put a bow on it. Sam, how do you feel about it?
I was shocked that today I was thinking about it. I should say earlier, I was talking to my friend Giselle, who is like raging lefty, and she was saying that this shooting proves that we need to restrict guns. And I have seen articles where there are gun schools that opened up. I know Prison Planet linked to this. They opened up free classes for the LGBT community. And one, but 5 of them sold out with a 6th on the way. There's that, and there was brought. The question was given to me: why would someone need semi-automatic rifles? And the obvious answer for that is flash mobs. We're seeing them run over stores every time there's a riot. We're finding in places like Ferguson, the only people that aren't getting their homes and businesses and families destroyed and ransacked and rioted over are those that have a strong armed presence, and many times that has been with semi-automatics, and sometimes just brandishing one is all you need. There's not really many people that are going to test you when you're doing that. They're very much needed, and that's why I was glad that Trump was right on it. D-Like, I think the video's up. I showed it to you before we went on. Something else Trump was right about. D-Like, you listen to a lot of Trump speeches. Have you heard about him saying Komatsu? The
yes,
company is taking over Caterpillar because Caterpillar is outsourcing, and we're not outsourcing, but excuse me, I take that back. Japan is manipulating their currency. So it's cheaper to use Komatsu because they've manipulated the price against the United States.
Here in America, it's cheaper to get a tractor from Japan than it is from America. How's that possible?
Exactly. It's cheaper to get it from Japan than America. And people say he's lying. Trump's crazy. Trump doesn't know anything. So I filmed this on the way to the Seacrest Motel today. And D-Like, sure, I'm going to go mute.
Okay.
So my noise in here doesn't pick it up. Show everybody what we're looking at here.
Okay, we're looking at the Correct Views channel filmed this morning. Komatsu takes Caterpillar jobs, just as Trump says. And I suppose it will play the audio that you recorded for this video. So let's check it out, everyone. Here we go.
It said that we were losing our jobs to, remember, we couldn't afford Caterpillar. It was Komatsu. There it is. Komatsu. Doing work here, just outside of Sandusky, Ohio, on 250. All that work. Caterpillar made, American made. No, Komatsu. Just like Trump said.
Yeah, and what kind of car are you driving there? No. Sam, you're still on mute.
That's the big black van. I've named it Betty. It's a great big black box of a cargo van.
And it's a Ford or a Chevy?
It's a Ford, I believe.
American made?
Yes.
All right, well, let me go back and just pause right there. There's the Komatsu tractors in action, and this looks like it's on the Milan Road or something like that, and you said it's near Sandusky. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, it's on 250, about 10 to 15 minutes outside of Cedar Point's Causeway. Right in front of the Steak and Shake, for those on 250 that know the area. We were actually eating at Steak and Shake, and I looked over and saw a Komatsu tractor looking at me. But yet Trump's wrong. Trump's making it up. I mean, literally, you hear people say, can't you see this person is right? Just open your eyes. In this instance, it is true. All you really need to do is open your eyes, and you can see that he's right. It's not an analogy.
Well, all I can say from following Trump for over a year now is that, and even well before that, I mean, we've gone into it all before, you know, Apprentice. I met Trump back in whatever, 2005, 2006, you know, long history, even in my family, you know, grew up, Art of the Deal, the book in the house, bestseller, had the board game, or at least someone I knew had the board game. I remember playing that board game. But what Donald Trump says himself that comes from him is a lot different than the way it's portrayed in the media. And I can't wait to see today, like the way that they paint this. But last night in his speech, and I think it was in the Woodlands in Texas, with a massive crowd. He was saying that he said that the shooter, who we will not say his name, the Orlando shooter, was a son of a bitch, and he wished that there was bullets flying in the other direction, and that one of them, boom, hit him right between the eyes. If one of those individuals at the Pulse nightclub had a gun maybe on their hip or on their ankle.
Agree.
What
Who
he
said that?
Donald Trump last night in his speech.
Good. The singer of the Angels.
He's a racist and a bigot, and you need to get educated, and his wife is an illegal alien, and blah blah blah.
The singer of the Angels of Death Metal said the same thing. He was on stage when this went down in Paris.
In Paris,
and he had said that if some people had been armed, this wouldn't have been as bad. And Christelle had noticed that she wanted me to mention the Caterpillar was the 2 sightings. The other one we were driving by and didn't have any way to film it, but there was another construction site within about 5 miles away that was also Komatsu. And so you've got him right on the gun issue. You've got him right on the outsourcing, or at least the of. It's obvious that he's right on outsourcing. It's all sort of lined up.
I mean, so he's number 1 on the economy, number 1 on trade, number 1 on immigration, number one
on the 4th. Unfortunately, I'm not too fond of him.
Fourth Amendment. Okay, well,
thirsty.
Something we're gonna have to work on. Paul Ryan, obviously, there's Republicans that are still working on like, oh, what do we do? But we're still trying to unify because ABC, anybody but Clinton, anything's better than Clinton. Hillary, not in a, where is she? I don't know. Trump's been doing rallies every day this past week. She finally said some form of radical Islam, something. She said she could say it, even though she said it, but kind of didn't say it. And she doesn't string together the whole radical Islamic terrorism. But she admits that there is jihads, I guess, even though they're trying to ban jihadis and those words from the counterterrorism programs that they're trying to establish to keep millennials from joining ISIS. I personally think if we could handicap their internet, that would be a big step towards preventing radicalization in our country. But that's just me.
Well, the other thing
disrupt their internet communications and systems somehow. And the federal government that's doing it within the law. But see, right now we're relying on private companies like Facebook and Twitter to help make the world a better place. And all those guys really care about is making a lot of money.
I think also we live in a country where college-age people need their own safe spaces to hide from something they might not agree with. And then you've got a section of the population that thinks, forget about how evil and vile we are. That's obvious. They think they can hold their own in ISIS. And then when they get there, they're amazed to find out that the land of the free wasn't as bad as they thought it was. Maybe ISIS wasn't quite right here. I mean, I'm not saying America isn't without its faults. But in our country, you can be a homosexual and, walk down the street. And maybe not everybody in the whole world's going to be particularly nice to you. Most people will. Some people will celebrate the fact that you're gay, and you probably won't be beheaded. Try that in downtown Syria, in your average ISIS stronghold in whatever city you would like to pick, and see if that works well for you at all. They throw homosexuals off of buildings there.
You mean several of those countries like Saudi Arabia and Qatar and the EAU, those kind of countries where in Yemen, where Hillary Clinton takes donations of $25 million large sums of money from. She takes money from those
$1 million
enslaving, gay, assassinating countries, executing, and but yet she's supposed to be the one for women. Trump is winning amongst women and the LGBT community for this very reason. Hashtag gays for Trump. I'm trying to pump it back up for them. And I think they should be armed. And I'm glad to hear that the gun sales are selling out. Because, Sam, something that you just covered the other day is that the ISIS, whatever their network communication is, said on Craigslist, or somehow it got posted there, that after Orlando, San Diego is next. You didn't even mention that I live in San Diego, Sam. You were barely concerned about my safety. Thanks.
No, I was actually thinking of probably it'd be a good idea to not.
Wait, whoa. You're robo-samming. Say again.
Terrorists know where Zeke is. I'm telling you, don't shave the beard. They get mad at you for that. Sharia law.
The guy on the trolley the other day.
It's gonna have it. Say, don't bother me, man. I kept my beard on.
All right, Sam, take a pause because your computer, or stop looking up stuff online because you're roboing. You're saying D-Lake, keep the beard? Is that what you're saying?
Keep the beard, man. They're coming to San Diego, D-Lake. Keep the beard.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I saw I don't know. I had a thing on the trolley the other day that was kind of weird and suspicious, but I don't want to talk about it. Anyways,
I want to know now.
Well, this guy got on. I'm not going to describe his appearance other than maybe his clothing. Well, he had a big beard too. He was a darker skinned individual. He had a camo shirt on, black pants, black shoes. He had a big giant backpack. Then he took a smaller black case out of his backpack, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of looking to the side of my eye. I'm like, okay, what's that? Then he opens it up and takes out a green holy book. I mean, could have been the Bible, could have been Quran, could have been whatever. He had pages highlighted. He had the red, bookmark ribbon thing, and he was reading it, and he was there reading it. And I'm like, okay, if this guy says anything out loud or takes anything else out of his backpack, I guess I'm ready. You have to be ever, ready. But I'm not going to be like, hey, pal, what is that, a Bible or a Quran? I need to know. I wasn't like that. I was just like, okay, this is kind of weird. I mean, the trolley, you're reading your holy book on the very back seat of the trolley. I'm like, I don't really like this, but that's fine. You can go ahead. Cool. I'm not a cop. I'm just a regular guy, a regular citizen. But when I hear San Diego's next and I see that, this just happened yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I'm like, my stop is coming up next, so it's okay.
That had to be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Guy looked a little creepy, but like I said, could have just, don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Well, yeah, but sometimes you want a duck and cover as well. Hey, did you hear, D-Lake? You had some interesting weird science stuff, I know. I have this from Andy Pastor from the Wall Street Journal, as I call it. The U.S. is set to approve a moon mission by commercial space venture. It's a startup, and they propose to land a payload of scientific gear on the lunar surface sometime next year. The goal here is to bring the things that we need onto the moon prior to us needing to go there, which means a lot of this stuff can be either set up or prepared to be set up prior to the launch. And that's extremely helpful. I have the Wall Street Journal on this, but they're trying to make me, now they want me to log in to do it. So it's on other sites as well. It looks like we are moving in a direction again to try to land people on the moon. I guess the bigger question is whether or not here we go. Phys.org has it too, and you don't have to log in and get a bunch of pop-ups.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to find it.
I've got it in Phys.org. The U.S. government, in a first, is preparing to approve a private commercial space mission, it says, beyond the Earth's orbit, where the Wall Street Journal just, obviously, which all the pop-ups to hang yourself. Basically, it's where Christelle's from. The expected decision would set precedents for how the U.S. government would ensure that private ventures comply with international space treaties. So in other words, they want to make sure it's not being used for war or things like that. Once those guidelines are set, the space startup Moon Express, not the Trump Moon Express now, but just Moon Express, will embark on a mission to land a 20-pound
say the Trump Moon
of scientific gear
We're gonna build a wall around the moon. Okay, Sam.
I love it. We're also going to land a telescope
Did
there.
someone say Trump moon?
And they look to do that on the Trump moon with a wall around it, perhaps, in the second half of 2017. It says we have a regulatory pathfinder out of necessity because up to now only governments have undertaken space missions beyond Earth orbit. And this is from Moon Express CEO founder Bob Richards.
I want the Trump moon landing to be beautiful because one day they might name it after me. Trump moon.
The approval is still months away, but it could pave the way for future space ventures. They include plans to mine asteroids, track space debris, and of course, Elon Musk has an unmanned mission to Mars planned in 2018. Moon Express is one of 16 companies that are competing against Google and, for the Google Lunar X Prize. It's a $20 million award for the first team that can land a privately funded rover on the moon. Have the rover travel at least 547 yards and transmit back to Earth high-definition video and images. So, friends, that's your news from the science front. Things are moving nicely in that direction.
It's going to be huge. Huge. Trump moon. It's going to be huge. But you were saying at the end there that it's all about a private company making this happen and a $20 million thing. And like, where does NASA fit into all this?
Well, it's good because Anne Marie and I have spoken on this before. She said, that a lot of the libertarians have said for years that the private enterprise might do a better job with this. And everyone said it couldn't be done. And it looks like, especially with Obama having all but destroyed NASA, although I do know they're working on some new shuttles and whatnot. It is looking like, hey, you know what? We can do this ourselves outside of NASA and government funding. And I think that's going to be interesting in terms of when people are going to be able to travel. Because the government is slow on everything. The private sector, once they get people up there, it's not going to be like landing people on the moon in the late 60s and the average citizen's not there yet. Private sector is a lot faster than the government. And once we can make sure we roll out acts of war against other nations while circling the planet from above, you're going to find the private sector, I think, will be doing this within a decade compared to how slow the federal government is. I could see that happening.
It's just, even when I was a kid, which is, a long time ago, the space shuttle was such a big deal. And I know we had a tragic event with, what was the Challenger that exploded. That was tragic.
Columbia, yeah.
It was what?
The Challenger, yeah, then the Columbia about 10 years ago, yeah.
Right. And, but man, you think we'd be so much further with that stuff,
You would imagine. And I think now that the private sector is getting into it, hopefully that'll be what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw another thing, Sam, that'll interest. I think I saw another thing, Sam, that I know you'll like. What was it? Electrical flying planes.
Electrical flying planes, I thought you were going to talk about.
NASA unveils electric-powered plane.
That's awesome.
So NASA's doing that. That's what they're up to.
Electric-powered planes. NASA's focusing on the Earth. That's interesting. And Elon Musk is focusing on space. We live in 2016 only now. Exact opposite.
That's funny. Say that again.
It's true. In 2016, you have Elon Musk focusing on space and NASA focusing on airplanes. I like that you were saying about that many of the strange science things, like the birds being smarter than the monkeys, which is kind of depressed Christelle.
Oh yeah, parrots and crows and certain birds, while their brain is smaller than a mammal like an ape, they have more concentrated brain cells within their smaller brains, and that they're able to do, like, I don't know, smarter human things, like talk and identify things and stuff like that. And it's just pretty awesome science. And I told you about the spitting fish, this weird foreign fish that it spits at its prey. But they did this experiment where they showed the fish like a certain face, and then other images of faces that weren't that face. And with about an 80 to 90% degree of accuracy, the fish would spit at the face that wasn't the face that he knew was the face. So they say this fish can identify human faces.
That's awesome. A fish that can identify faces. That is sweet. We got the electric plane from NASA. D-Lake coming up with.
Did you see about a week or did we already talk about this about a week or two ago? Congress put out a thing about wasteful spending on just stupid projects, and like there was one guy that had a bee sting his penis, and a bee sting his lip, and a bee sting his nose, and a bee sting his ear, and a bee sting all over to find out what's the worst place to get stung by a bee. And he got stung on his penis to see if that was the worst. But the worst was really like inside your nose or your lip or something.
That was and he left him do it?
Yeah, he was the like patient zero for the bee sting in your dick fucking contest.
We should have that. We should have.
But it was funded. It was
the first ever media.
The experiment was funded by the federal government, Sam, and that's why Congress is like, why are we funding this crap? And then there was a whole list of other wasteful, projects.
We could have the first ever Media Speaks Let a Bee Sting Your Dick contest. The winner gets like $1.
I'm like, well, maybe it'll swell up, in a good way.
It might swell up.
Could be the key to some kind of big penis pill.
If you run out of Viagra, just let a bee sting you in the dick. It's an absolutely brilliant idea.
You see what it does what the bee stung lips do to like singers and shit and actresses. They get those bee sting lips.
Women will be really happy if the guy gets like his tongue stung by it. Not everyone's gonna like tune out. Never mind.
A swollen penis, have a bee stung penis head. I don't know how. Yeah, it's awesome. Well, anything science could do to make my dick bigger would be great. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
Or science or bees.
What about the head transplant? See anything about the head transplant, Sam? I think we're getting closer to a head transplant.
Well, I did a report on it last week. We should look up to see how he did. Head transplant. Did it happen?
Give me a follow-up. I need to know what's going on with the head transplant guy. Yeah, the guy in the wheelchair. We talked about it. He's got a good-looking head, but the rest of his body's jacked up, and they're trying to put his head on a new body. They're hoping Brad
Still
Pitt.
in the planning stages. Still in the planning stages.
Yeah.
It's planned for 2017, it says, according to GNN Liberia.
They're hoping Brad Pitt dies because that guy really wants his body. He wants his head on Brad Pitt's body.
Allegedly. It's
That's just a rumor. Okay, it's just what I heard. It's just alleged. Sam, have you seen anything exciting, new, fresh, and awesome that you wanted to talk about in entertainment? Anything good?
What was the name of the movie we watched the other day? I'd seen it before, and then we watched it again about the aliens. Oh, Dark Skies. It was. It's a decent movie. It's the second time I've seen it. It's not really new. Within the last couple of years.
Dark Skies.
Yes, it's decent. We went to the drive-in, and I have to say I didn't like Avengers that much. The X-Men, it was okay. I mean, it was all right. I wasn't
about
like
Captain America?
And The Conjuring 2 really sucks. It's the slowest movie.
The Conjuring 2 sucks? I heard it was good.
It's really slow. Really, really slow.
Horror movies can be slow in a good way.
I guess.
It wasn't slow in a good way?
I didn't think it was slow in a good way. I was sort of waiting for it to end.
Oh. That's in a bad way then. But this movie, Dark Skies, you're saying has something to it that you liked. You've watched it twice now.
Yeah, it's creepiness. It's got a surprise twist ending.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know
Sam likes the old movie Dark Skies better than The Conjuring 2. I mean, everyone send your tweets to Sam. Don't send them to me.
It's not that old. It's not that old. Dark Skies isn't that old either.
Okay.
Oh, no, you find it.
I also familiar. Maybe I'll rent that.
Dark Skies is good. Did you hear? I have to do it to you, deal. Like we have 2 deaths. Half of PM Dawn.
Let me set it up, Sam. Okay, every week this is turned into a thing, just like a newspaper. You flip through, you get to the obituary section, and then Sam gives us his obituary column of who died, like in the past week or so, and we talk about it and try to remember those individuals, and we always end with "May they rest in peace," of course. And Sam, I haven't heard any deaths this week. Who is it?
Well, Prince B died at 46. He's half of PM Dawn.
Wait, who? Oh, PM Dawn?
Yes, he died. He passed away Friday in his home of kidney disease at 46. And I keep warning people. Like my wife has drank like 27 bottles of pop in the last, day. Dead at 46. Kidney disease. That's unheard of, people. That is unheard of. There's something in our food, in our drinks, that is not normal. PM Dawn also included Corda's brother, Jarrett. They were big, of course, in the 90s for Set Adrift of Memory Bliss. It used to be on MTV every 10 minutes. It appears Corda's also living with diabetes.
Diabetes? What was that?
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's the bigger guy. What's the name of that main song? They're real popular.
Set Adrift on Memory Bliss.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He had diabetes. His page said, Prince B, rest in peace forevermore. Pain from diabetes can't harm you anymore. So, I mean, very frightening there. Another warning about the sugar in the food and the diabetes. It's bad. And then the other one, I don't know them, but it came up on. He doesn't look like the most healthiest individual. He doesn't look like the healthiest. Here's a cartoon of KRS-One throwing him out of a concert. That's pretty funny. I missed that. Where's that at?
KRS-One, the rapper? He's like throwing. I'm sure this is something that happened probably in the 90s or something.
Oh.
But here they are performing on what looks like it could be a Tonight Show or some kind of musical show.
Indeed. Rest in peace.
We remember them. Okay.
The other one more. I don't know this person, but they came up on TMZ, so I'll give it quickly. Ron Lester, Billy Bob from Varsity Blues. He's dead at 45. That's another person. Not all that old, no longer with us. He was the lovable, heavy-set man on Varsity Blue. I haven't seen it, but it says he died. He was, his health was been steady decline, but got worse Friday. He was in a 99 football flick and had been hospitalized. He was taken off of life support, only 45. Life support. Passed away at 9 p.m. He also appeared in Not Another Teen Movie. That's where I've seen that face. CSI New York, and he battled liver issues. Again, we're also told he suffered from kidney problems. Is anyone at all listening to me? Liver problems among people that are not known for huge amounts of alcoholism. Kidney problems. Sugar problems, dying in your 40s. I'm telling you, people, it's bad. It's very obvious what's happening here.
The food, the soda. Oh, did you hear? Wait. Okay, may Prince B from PM Dawn rest in peace. It sucks to die when your name is Prince just after Prince died. Though
I know. It took me a second. I had to double do it myself. I'm like, well, I know Prince died. Oh, that's Prince B.
That was your name. But we all remember this song. We stole that from Rock Him. Yeah. No, yeah, it's cool. That they stole that beat. Here in Philadelphia, first big major city just this week passed a soda tax.
A soda tax. Christelle would kill herself.
All your
I'm really not in favor of that either, though, because it's just another excuse for the government to decide.
Well, the money's going to go to schools and education and stuff like that, but all your sugary plus drinks are going to be all your sodas, teas, energy drinks are going to be taxed like, what was it? It adds like $2 to a 12-pack. It adds like $1.
I'm not in favor of that. That's just going to make people drink aspartame and things like that that are even worse for you. That's going to be an
The diet drinks are included too, Sam. Everything's included.
I don't like it. I think it's a major overreach. Bad idea.
They think it'll bring in like $91 million a year or something insane, like for education and stuff. So
totally.
I don't know. It's a tax. Well, we've been taxing your cigarettes and your alcohol for all this time, so why not your sugary fucking drinks, pal?
I don't think that should be either. Yeah, I don't think that's
the sin tax for your sins. But it's going to go to good stuff, so okay. Whatever. Fine.
Absolutely.
Fine.
Where's it from? I'm absolutely against it.
Philadelphia.
Against it in every way. Dreadful idea.
Look up Philadelphia soda tax. You'll see it. Or Pennsylvania? Or no, well, Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly.
Right, Philly. Okay. What did I have in entertainment? I rented 10 Cloverfield Lane. I read
I saw Cloverfield Lane. Yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, I heard the less that I know about it, the more I'll like it, so don't say anything.
That's the deal, like who gives away the ending of every movie
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah. I probably deserve it if you told me the ending right now, but don't. What else did I have in entertainment? Good question.
Debbie does
Orange is the New Black, new season started on Netflix, and I kind of started watching part 1 last night, but it was really late and I was drinking, so I don't really.
Orange is the New Black sounds terrible. What is it?
Orange is the New Black sounds terrible. It's the 4th season, Sam, on Netflix. It's the girl that's
I've heard of it.
Sam, you're against a woman's prison show on Netflix where in the first episode of the first season, in the first minute, you see titties. You're against that?
Oh, titties are always
the titties of the girl from that 70s show. Been wanting to see those titties forever. Come on.
Is that her? Is that who it is?
The redhead, but she's got dark hair now. She's Alex, and then the blonde is I don't know. It's a great show. Crazy Eyes is on there. What? The tranny. She's in the prison too. She's real famous. You've never heard of the show Orange is the New Black?
No, I have heard of it. The name was Christelle and I were laughing at the name. I didn't know it was a prison thing. We were because there's always pink is the new black, which is some reason to dress you up and make you look gay.
Christelle's never heard of this show?
Yes, I said it.
Sam, you froze.
Oh,
Sam, you froze.
There I am. Back. All right. I said I've heard of it. I just hadn't seen it. I knew it was out for a while.
It's out there. It's a good one.
As long as pink is the new black to make, guys dressed in pink or something. I don't know. But
oh, yeah. I mean, it's a saying. It's a saying, right? Did you ever watch that show Weeds? The show Weeds about the lady that was growing marijuana?
I've heard it was really good. I've only ever watched one episode even of Breaking Bad.
Kind of like same guy. Breaking Bad had a similar theme. Yeah, you don't watch a lot of serial TV like that, do you, Sam?
Not a lot. I've seen the Dexters. I've seen 1 or 2 Daredevils. I'm watching this really old Dark Shadows thing, so I watch those a lot. Like I said, I'm waiting for the new Walking Dead. That'll be nice.
Yeah, what about entertainment? Like, what's coming up? What are we looking forward to? I know Comic-Con is happening soon here in San Diego. If there's a terrorist event at Comic-Con, I will fucking rage. So will a lot of people. Suicide Squad is coming up. That looks pretty good. I think that's going to be a good one. Warcraft didn't do so hot here in America. But guess what? It's already on its way to $1 billion thanks to China. It did gigantic numbers in China. So I mean, keep that in mind. Hollywood movies are trying to make movies not just here for America, but for like China and giant markets overseas, so that they might only make $40 million on a weekend, and they'll be like, oh, it's a failure. Yeah, guess what, pal? It's making like 200, 300 million international World of Warcraft. So just keep that in mind. That's why these movies, they need big star. They need international stars. Names, American names that can bring in money overseas, like a Scarlett Johansson or something. Goes back to the old days. Stallone, Schwarzenegger movies, they did pretty good. I think I lost Sam. Sam, are you there? Sammy, you are frozen. Your connection is really sucking butt right now. I don't like it. Sam. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching the D-Lake show, because Sam looks frozen. I can't hear him. Can only see his frozen face. Let's take a look at that. Oh, when I click over to it, it's just black on my screen. I don't know if you're seeing that. Sam, I'll give you like 30 seconds here to get back in here before I end the show. All right, everyone, I think it's been almost about an hour. We covered Sam's science news. We also got into some entertainment news. We started the show talking about gays for Trump, hashtag gays for Trump on Twitter, and how that's being suppressed. Trannies for Trump, I heard, got kicked off Twitter. Milo, we talked about his problems with Twitter, the Breitbart editor. Looks like Sam's trying to jump back in here. We talked about a surge in guns, even AR-15s, which does not stand for assault rifle. It's actually Armalite, Series 15. So it's not assault rifles. And for the president to just take up guns after what happened in Orlando is ridiculous. Okay, it looks like Sam's back. Sam, I was just trying to do sort of a overlay of everything that we talked about here right near the end. And you got back in here. Sam, it looks like you're on mute because it looks like you're talking and I can't hear you. And you're still on mute. But you are back. Can I hear you? Sammy.
How's that? Is that
better? Yeah,
I was saying they got to have the movies a success overseas to give the people who are making the Komatsu tractors something to watch. It's true.
They only feature Komatsu in the movies? All right, Sam, we're having serious connection issues with your connection. I'm going to wrap up the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Be sure to check out Sam's... Sam, are you back? Be sure to check out Sam IBDeGanji's videos at youtube.com/thecorrectviews. You'll find that newest video that he just recorded this morning showing Donald Trump is right. Komatsu tractors here in America on construction sites, not Caterpillars, okay? It's Komatsu. It's because of a gigantic trade imbalance that we have with Japan. We also have a gigantic trade imbalance with China, over $505 billion a year. So in 2 years, that's $1 trillion, okay? Sam, are you back?
Indeed, I am. I was saying we
have to have a trade balance with Mexico, over $58 billion a year. If the wall only costs $12 billion a year, boom, it's paid for in just like 1-2 years as it's being built. Sam, go ahead.
It's true. I said what I was saying when I got the boot is that the movies need to be a big success overseas so that all the people making the Komatsu trucks have something to watch. Friends, you can find me at youtube.com/thecorrectviews. I am on Tumblr. You can also find me now on Patreon. You can donate to me at Patreon. All the money you give to me goes to a better show. Shout out again to the Seacrest Motel. Got an 8.9 out of 10 on bookings.com. Right on.
All right. Go give it a good review online. Give that place a good review. And if you want to go stay there to check out Cedar Point, stay at the stay at the Seacrest.
Indeed.
Stay at the Seacrest and tell them that Sam with the correct view sent you. You'll get a discount. All right, you can find me on the internet by looking up DLake4, the number 4, Prez, Prez. And look for the Captain America shield. Look for the big glorious beard, the glasses. I'm sure you'll find something. If you don't, you might be unable to use the internet properly. Okay? And you might need to take a course on internet searches. And Twitter and Facebook and all those other big, gigantic social media platforms, don't block my fucking account. That's ridiculous. There's no reason that you should. All I'm doing is stating the facts. All right? And if you don't like it, go to hell. Thank you.
Pour juice on your chin.